personnel that's going to deal with the flood, and we need to train the personnel to deal with floods. We need the proper equipment for the personnel to deal with the flood. Casualties to deal with, what hazards are involved in that area, access and egress for us to the casualties or to the water or to that location. Our options, if we go to an incident and our rescue options, what would be is we start at the hierarchy of rescue options, and the first one in that is the low risk option of shout and signal to. What we're going to do today is we did defensive swimming yesterday, and it was pretty flat water, so it was basically building them up. So now we're taking them to a more energy, a higher energy bit of water with more of flow, and then consolidate what we did yesterday in the fast moving water. So yeah, up for anything. Even with the language barrier, they're starting to pick up the hand signals. I'm very articulate when I'm teaching and talking, so they know exactly what's coming next, and they get there, and they've been coming along brilliant. Really picked up quite quick yesterday.
Every year, unfortunately, people die in flash flooding. Through the change in the land, through the loss of the natural meanders in the landscape by the theft of land by the Israeli settlers, illegal diversion of water streams. So every year there's flash floods. This December we've saw fatalities in the Tulkarem and Ramallah area. So we want the Palestinian Authority to have the skills, have their workers have the skills to go and effect rescues in conditions such as these. So they're about to have the opportunity now that Peter's just shown them to go into the water and to self-rescue, which is the most important thing, to be safe in the water so that you can effect that rescue.
The training here is very good, and the land here different from the homeland, Palestine. We don't have a river, we don't have a sea, we don't have anything from there.
The first operational course that it is, for me, I think this is only the first step forward for more courses, especially concentrating on the people who put their lives on risks to help others. Thank you very much for your dedication, for your hard work, and for the message you are transferring not only to the Palestinian but for everyone, that as firefighters we have the same humanitarian message, just to help people.
Palestinian firefighters are like sponges. If they want to learn, they know they do a job in a country that has few resources, not much money to spend. So when they get the opportunity to come to Scotland to learn other fire service skills, they jump at the chance and they just will work on until they're told to stop. 2010, the Israeli Fire Service asked the Palestinian Fire Service in the north of Palestine, from a place called Jenin and the local area, to go across the border to help fight a big fire in the mountains of Carmel, the Carmel Mountains, which is heavily forested and which took the lives of 42 prison officers. And they were there for 5 days and were thanked by the fire service, chief of the fire service in Israel, but refused entry back into Israel to a dinner to commemorate what happened. In the UK, we're used to picking up a telephone and within 8 to 10 minutes you can expect a fire engine appearing outside your house. They can expect one in maybe an hour, maybe up to 4 hours, maybe not at all. If they have to go through roads that have been closed and barricaded, and they have to get somebody from the Israeli side to come along and open with a key. So attendance times are very high, and a lot of loss of life because of that.
to get involved, both in terms of sanctions, in terms of all sorts of involvement. I wouldn't feel as strong as I do if I didn't believe it. I can't.
They're learning to do rescues, we were up there. We've got great instructors from the new training centre down at York. Great guys, really well in tune with what we're trying to do and encourage their development. So they were out obviously learning how to use the flotation devices.
So Saeed.
Saeed. Weak.
هاي جاري هذا أذكى حدا موجود، أذكى حدا ممكن يدرب. بجنن هلا عنده دور.
Today, day 3 of the Palestinian Civil Defence Fire and Rescue training course in partnership with the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service, facilitated by the Fire Brigade Union and funded by the Scottish Government. We are out at beautiful Loch Lomond. We are just south of Luss, north of Balloch. Today's element of the flood response and water awareness course will see the 5 trainees get some basic training in reflecting watermanship. They'll be on a boat, they'll learn how to use the fundamental use of oars, all absolutely appropriate in the conditions that they will confront back in Palestine and occupied territories. So an important day today, day 3, a lot of input condensed, and one where they'll have to pay particular attention to the safety. Very windy here today, conditions aren't ideal, but the confidence that the trainees have built up over the last 2 days gives the instructors full confidence in their ability to complete this part of the training successfully.
So, in, pushing it in and turning it anti-clockwise, it opens the valve and lets all the air out. Yeah, so finger in, turn it clockwise, brings the spring out, and that's it, ready to inflate. Push, finger in, turn.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, that's okay there. Perfect. What we have in the floor, we have a blow-off valve. When the floor's fully inflated, that will blow off at 0.2 or at adequate pressure.
صحيح، هي أكبر مشكلة بتواجهنا كفلسطينيين هو الاحتلال، حيث أن أي شخص وحتى وإن كان دفاع مدني إذا بده ينتقل من منطقة لأخرى يجب أن يكون هناك تنسيق، وغالبا هذا التنسيق لا يتم الاستجابة له. بعض الأشخاص بيكونوا في مناطق خارج مناطق عملهم، يتم توقيفهم على هذه الحواجز وأحيانا تأخيرهم، وفي أغلب الأحيان قد يعودوا إلى المنزل ولا يتمكنوا من الوصول. نعم صحيح، حالات كثيرة أدت إلى الوفاة نتيجة لعدم وصولنا ووصول الكوادر إلى منطقة الإصابة. بغض النظر عن طبيعة عملي كوني شخص وفرد فلسطيني، أي شخص فلسطيني يعاني من تضييق الاحتلال عليه، سواء كان في السفر أو حتى في التنقل في المناطق الفلسطينية، عدم دخوله إلى العمل وقطع فرص العمل أمام الشباب الفلسطيني. وكذلك جزء كبير من هذا الشباب موجود حاليا في سجون الاحتلال، ومنهم مرضى ومنهم نساء ومنهم إطفائيين.
The Palestinian students have been progressing through. They start off quite timid with the water, and then you see them developing their skills as the week goes on, growing in confidence. Usually after the first morning, people grow a lot more confident in the water. If they've never been in that situation before, it can be quite intimidating for anybody. And the Palestinian firefighters haven't had a lot of experience in this, so you see it after immediate effects after the first morning. Their skills are developing.
Yeah, the
Palestinian firefighters can use these skills back in West Bank when they have the flash floods. Not only are the wadis filled up, but also it spreads over into agricultural land, residential land, and they can use these techniques to move about and evacuate or rescue people. Firefighters throughout the world, and I've worked in many countries around the world, Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere, Caribbean, training firefighters, and they are all part of a fraternity. They put aside their differences and they save lives. That's what they do. They risk their lives for people they've never met.